listening to High School Baseball presented by PSM Baseball. Also brought to you by Midwest Box Breaks and Old Ford Baseball Company on 1380 The Fan. Now let's head out to the field for today's game.
Second, clean and buzzer.
It is Sectional Championship Monday in IHSAA Baseball, and we come to Class 3A about 35 minutes north of town for a Class 3A Sectional Championship between two of the best teams in Northeast Indiana, as the Angola Hornets will take on the home team, the DeKalb Barons. Welcome to High School Baseball, everybody. I am Brett Rump. We've got Josh Williams working the buttons back in the studio. Dean Pantazi will be along very shortly. And these two teams both advance in this sectional. For DeKalb, they had to go extra innings against Bishop Dwenger on Saturday, but they got it done 5-4. Angola, a tough rematch against Leo. And Angola prevailed 6-4 over the Lions. That's how these two teams became our sectional championship matchup. For the DeKalb Barons, they come in with a 19-4 record, and for Angola, among the most wins of any team in our area, 23-6 on the season. It's our second chance to get a look at Angola, and it's a great pitching matchup with Jackson Sturry going to the mound for Angola against Miles Brockhouse for DeKalb. For Sturry, a 6-0 record, a 1.09 earned run average on the season, but that pales in comparison to what Miles Brockhouse has done for DeKalb. Brockhouse this season, 7-0 with a 0.43 earned run average. He's given up 3 earned runs in 49 innings of work. We'll take a break. We'll come back, give you the starting lineups when we return. It's High School Baseball presented by PSM Baseball on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Hey everyone, it's Ben from Midwest Box Breaks with an exciting offer for our friends on the radio. We've created a section on MidwestBoxBreaks.net just for our first-time customers to give us a try and get cards and packs sent right to their door. Some listings are as cheap as $10 before the coupon, and all include free shipping. Go to MidwestBoxBreaks.net, scroll down to first-timer deals, and enter code MBB when you check out for $5 off your first purchase. You're just a few clicks away from cards in your hands. That's MidwestBoxBreaks.net, code MBB.
If you want unlimited talk, text, and data on a super fast network, Big Wireless will sell it to you right now for as little as $70 a month. Or you can buy it from Pure Talk for half of that. I'm talking about unlimited talk, text, and data for just $34.99 a month. But wait, there's more. When you switch to Pure Talk, you'll be switching to an American wireless company that's committed to keeping 100% of its customer service in this country. I appreciate that. In fact, that's why I switched. I also appreciate the way they support our vets and our skilled workforce. Dial pound 250, say micro, and get unlimited talk, text, and unlimited data for just $34.99 a month. That's pound 250 micro. Stop paying twice what you need to pay for the service you want and switch to an American wireless company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
PSM is proud to announce a new baseball academy led by MLB veteran Josh Van Meter. The Northeast Indiana native and former Fort Wayne Tin Cap is excited to return to his roots and offer aspiring baseball players an opportunity to train with a professional who has reached the pinnacle of their sport. Parents and players register for upcoming private lessons or small group training by visiting psmsports.com/baseball. Space is limited, so don't miss your chance to train with a true MLB pro.
Now, back to High School Baseball presented by PSM Baseball on 1380 The Fan.
National anthem is in the books, and it's time to get to baseball to decide a sectional championship. The winner will advance to Saturday's regional around the state of Indiana, with the sites and times to be determined. Well, taking a look at the starting lineup for the Angola Hornets under Clint Davis, 23-6 on the year. They'll wear gray pants with purple jerseys, and they'll bat this way. Miles Sturry, the junior center fielder with a .476 average, will lead off. Landon Bussard, a junior shortstop, will bat second with a .317 average. Jackson Sturry is the junior starting pitcher with a .395 average. And batting cleanup will be Gavin Hunt. a junior catcher, hitting .333. The fifth batter, Landon Leach. He's a senior first baseman with a .270 average. Braden Perkins bats sixth, a senior third baseman with a .264 batting average. Batting seventh, Ryan Stuckey, senior left fielder with a .288 stick. Jacob Fraley will bat eighth, junior second baseman, his .222. And the ninth batter will be the designated hitter, Garrett Sorgen, a .243 average. Warm-ups complete. Miles Brockhouse, the big left-hander, on the mound. And the first batter he's going to face for Angola is Miles Sturry. Stepping into the left-hand batter's box, the lefty-lefty matchup. With the first pitch fouled straight back and out of play. And we are underway at 5:58. A couple of minutes early for a scheduled 6 o'clock start. Brockhouse, the sign, and the 0-1. In the air, shallow center. Drifting in is Brady Vince, camps under it, and he'll make the catch. Not a whole lot of wind to deal with out here in the open behind DeKalb High School. One away, top of the first inning, and the bases are empty for Landon Bussard. Junior shortstop. It's .317, a double, a triple. Hasn't knocked one out this year. First pitch, fastball, that's in there for a strike. It's 0-1.
Brockhouse has been dominant all year.
Brockhouse confirms the sign, goes to the full windup, and the southpaw delivers another heater on the outside corner, and quickly he is ahead, 0-2. The windup and the 0-2 pitch to Buss. Miss of the ball game for Brockhouse. The windup and the 1-2 delivery. That's high and outside, evens it up 2-2 on Bussard. Just underway here at DeKalb. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, pulled the string and had Bussard out in front. And that is strikeout number 85 on the season in 49-plus innings for Miles Brockhouse. So 2 away and the bases are empty for the Angola starting pitcher, Jackson Sturry. Gets a chance at the plate before he goes to the pump. And the first pitch, a fastball, a little inside, 1-0. Sturry, a .395 average, 9 doubles, 5 homers. And the lefty takes that low and away. And it's a hitter's count, 2-0. With 2 outs and the base is empty, top of the first inning. Brockhouse brings it. Top of the zone, called strike, 2-1. Talk about Brockhouse and that gaudy 0.43 earned run average. That's hit on a line center field, and that gets right over the head of Vince, and it's rolling to the wall. Into second is Sturry, and he'll put on the brakes there as Vince out in center field caught up with it because the fence stopped it. That ball was absolutely drilled on a line into center field, and it just went right straight over the head of Brady Vince for a 2-out double for Jackson Sturry, and they'll bring in the courtesy runner for Sturry. Starting pitcher will get to take a break. Coming in to run, looks like Ritter will be the runner for Angola. Jackson Ritter, Jr.
Number 3.
So there's a runner on in scoring position with 2 outs. And the cleanup hitter, Gavin Hunt for Angola. Right-handed batter. The lefty works from the stretch for the first time, and the pitch. Fastball high and outside, ball 1 on Hunt. On the season, hits .333. He's got 11 extra base hits, 6 of them doubles, a couple of triples, 3 homers. He leads the team in 37 knocked in. And he hits that one high and deep to left. It's got a chance, and it is gone. A 2-run homer for Gavin Hunt, and he has put Angola in front in the top of the first inning, 2-0.
Nice to join you here. Traffic was a wonderful thing getting up here. That was clocked. That was gone from mid-contact 1. You saw me doing the little circle thing there. You could tell, and I don't think I had to tell you that because you got to figure that yourself.
Yeah, almost no doubt off the bat. Lest the wind totally surprise us, that ball was heading out of here in left field, and it's the 4th homer of the year for Gavin Hunt. He picks up RBIs number 38-39, a 2-out rally for Angola, a 2-0 lead, and Landon Leach takes a breaking ball for a strike.
It's the kind of start you want to have.
Fastball and a swing and a miss from Leach, and Brockhouse comes right back. Gets ahead of the senior first baseman for Angola, 0-2. The windup and swing and a miss, a 3-pitch strikeout after the long ball by Gavin Hunt, but it's Angola that strikes. 2 earned runs in the first. He gave up 3 all year long. And Angola has a 2-0 lead heading to the bottom of the first next. It's high school baseball presented by PSM Baseball Academy on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Hey everyone, it's Ben from Midwest Box Breaks with an exciting offer for our friends on the radio. We've created a section on MidwestBoxBreaks.net just for our first-time customers to give us a try and get cards and packs sent right to their door. Some listings are as cheap as $10 before the coupon and all include free shipping. Go to MidwestBoxBreaks.net, scroll down to first-timer deals, and enter code MBB when you check out for $5 off your first purchase. You're just a few clicks away from cards in your hands. That's MidwestBoxBreaks.net, code MBB.
Now back to high school baseball presented by PSM Baseball on 1380 The Fan.
How does DeKalb respond? Barons find themselves down 2-0 as they'll come to bat here in the bottom of the first inning, and they'll bat like this. Drake Hall, the junior left fielder, leads it off with a .444 average. Brady Vince, the center fielder, a junior hitting .457, is in the 2 spot. Hitting third will be the pitcher, Miles Brockhouse, a .391 average on the year for the junior. Corey Cox is the cleanup hitter, sophomore right fielder with a .188 average. Dalton Cox is following him. He's a junior shortstop with a .238 average. Owen Shakow is a sophomore second baseman that hits 6th. He's got a .235 average on the year. Batting 7th, Bo Meinhardt, a senior first baseman with a .321 batting average. Reagan Hess bats 8th. He's a third baseman with a .302 average. And batting 9th, Malachi Webb, a junior, starts the game as the designated hitter. Where at the plate, he's got a .274 season average with 5 home runs. In fact, when you take the 9 spot plus the 1 and 2 spot in this DeKalb order, you pretty much have all of the power. Those 3 have combined for 15 home runs on the season. And Drake Hall, the leadoff man, surprisingly leads them all with 7. He's a .444 hitter. He's a right-handed stick. The junior left fielder steps in against Jackson Sturry. Couple of southpaws hooking up in this championship. The first ball beat on the ground, 3 hops to short. Bustered up with it, his throw to first in time, and there's 1 away.
Let's give great credit to the stretch at first base to make that play.
So 6-3 put out on the first pitch of the game. It'll bring up Brady Vince. .457 average. He's got 7 doubles, a triple, 3 homers, knocked in 23. Vince will be batting left-handed with a lefty-lefty matchup against the southpaw, Jackson Sturry. Sturry works from the stretch and the pitch. Overthrew a fastball and spiked it in the dirt. 1-0 on Brady Vince. Both of these teams, when you look at these lineups, could always leave this ballpark if they don't get it done with wait till next year, because there's a lot of juniors playing in this baseball game.
I have noticed that with a lot of teams this year, haven't you?
A lot of talent in Northeast Indiana, pitched down and in, and it's now 2-0.
A lot of it's young.
On Brady Vince. Vince just a junior. Hitters count, 2-0 pitch, and it's off the end of the bat, squibbed just outside the DeKalb dugout on the third base side. Colin Bice, head coach for the DeKalb Barons, working in the third base coaching box. A little encouragement for his hitter on the 2-1, and that skips in, and it's now 3-1 on Vince. DeKalb trying to get a base runner. They're down 2, bottom of the first inning. Angola got a 2-run home run from Gavin Hunt, their cleanup hitter. Surrey shakes off a sign, and now he goes to the set, and the 3-1 on its way. And that's a called strike at the knees on the inside corner. Looked like he might have thrown a little cutter or a slider.
Whatever it was, it fooled the batter.
Brought it in the front door, and Vince backed away from it. It's called a strike, so it's payoff time, 3-2. And that is high for ball 4, and a base runner aboard as Brady Vince heads down to first base for Miles Brockhouse, big junior pitcher who will bat for the first time. Brockhouse, 6'2", 240 pounds. Check of the runner, and the pitch to Brockhouse is just at the knees. Looked a little low from our angle, but called a strike, and it's 0-1 on the big right-handed stick. Brady Vince leads, and the 0-1 pitch is up high, and that evens it up 1-1 on Brockhouse.
Angola would really not want to give back those 2 runs that they got in the top of the inning and maintain that lead.
You look at the stats for DeKalb. They got to scratch out some runs. They're not a huge power hitting team. Most of their power just comes from a couple of guys, and not the gaudy batting averages. But what they do have is a lot of pitching. The pitch, and that is outside. 2-1 now on Brockhouse.
Which probably explains why they're here.
Got it done in extras against Bishop Dwenger Saturday in the semifinal. And that pitch high and outside, it caroms off the glove of Gavin Hunt, but doesn't go far enough for Vince to advance, so he's still at first base. Now a 3-1 count on DeKalb's pitcher. Number 99 on the back of Brockhouse. The pitch, that's below the knees, and it's back-to-back walks with 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. Not the way you want to go out there and protect a 2-run lead is to allow DeKalb some base runners. And now DeKalb will have the courtesy base runner for their pitcher. And it's Graydon Pepple.
I haven't seen a lot of that strategy used this year, but it makes a lot of sense, really, especially in a hot day, but which is not today.
Well, most of the teams that we've seen, if it's pitcher or catcher, their courtesy runner is out there. And in this case, it's Pepple takes the spot over at first. Advancing to second on that walk was Brady Vince. And now it's cleanup hitter Corey Cox, left-handed stick, a sophomore. Takes a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Cox, a 188 batting average. The set, the lefty delivers. A swing and a miss. Long swing by Cox, just couldn't catch up to the heater. And it's 0-2 now on Cox. Dalton Cox waits in the on-deck circle. 2 runners on, 1 runner out, and this one in the dirt on the 0-2. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes now on Cox. No homers on the year for Corey Cox, 4 knocked in. Dalton Cox, who bats next, also does not have a home run and has knocked in 4 in the season. The set, Sturry checks the runner at second, and he's ready. And that's inside. It evens it up 2-2.
It's almost a good situation for a bunt, but you don't want to trust a 180-plus hitter to be able to get it down.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, and the pitch. And it's off the end of the bat, squibbed over to third base, scooping it, and then dropping it is Perkins. Quick throw to first is not in time. I think that had the little side spin off the end of the bat.
More than a little.
And that English made it spin off the glove of Perkins. It was not hit hard, but when Perkins went to scoop it, it didn't stay in his glove. And they picked it up quickly, but not in time to get Cox at first. The bases are full of DeKalb Barons with Dalton Cox stepping in.
You got to wonder if he wasn't looking at the runner, too, going by and thinking about the force. Maybe it put too many things on his plate and didn't get any of them.
The first pitch, high and outside. Sturry's already walked 2 in the inning. It's high-pressure situations. 1 ball, no strikes. It's Vince at third, Pepple running for Brockhouse at second, and Cox at first. And the 1-0. Taken on the outside corner for a strike. 1-1. Dalton Cox, a junior shortstop, .238 average. 1 double, 4 knocked in.
Corner infielders are pinched.
And here comes the runner from third. It's a squeeze, and he beats the tag at home. They missed the bunt, but he was able to slide under the tag, and that's going to get a question from Angola's head coach, Clint Davis. You don't see it happen very often where the batter doesn't bunt it, and the catcher has basically a dead duck coming in, sliding into the plate, but the tag too high. Vince with a good slide at home, and it's a run on the board for DeKalb, and both runners on base advance. So you got second and third now for Cox. And they'll do it again, and the squeeze this time is down, and it's a perfect bunt. It'll go as an infield base hit and score the tying run.
And nobody is covering second base, and fortunately, forward base to get second base all the way to himself. He could have walked it.
Clint Davis, the Angola coach, almost ran on the field to tell his team to cover second.
Got to give him a hit on that one, don't you?
Well, yeah, it's an infield hit on the squeeze. They send the runner. It was the suicide squeeze. The runner was in motion. And we talked about how DeKalb has to kind of scratch runs across. They've done it now twice, taking advantage of the couple of walks.
That's their first hit.
Yeah, 2 walks, an error, and now a bunt single that was intended to be a suicide squeeze. Now, the umpires are gathering to discuss something. And I'm not exactly sure what the discussion is about.
First baseman is indicating he thinks he got the tag. That might be what they're discussing.
Well, if he tagged him, he swiped him as he went behind him.
And they said he didn't get him.
They called it safe. Yeah, he would have had to field it and reach all the way around behind him because he's a left-handed first baseman. So the glove was on the infield side of the first base line. He'd have fielded it and then reached behind him and had to swing that glove almost 270 degrees. And the umpires say no tag, so now you've got runners on the corners. The game is tied, bottom of the first inning. And the batter is Owen Shakow. Right-handed hitter, a sophomore second baseman. And a step-off for Sturry. DeKalb with a big crowd on hand here at their home ballpark. And the pitch. Fastball in at the knees on the outside corner for a called strike. 0-1 on Shakow.
You got to realize Angola isn't that far away either, so this was a pretty easy truck for them. So that's why they probably got as good a crowd as you're going to get.
Here comes the squeeze, and now he's got to put on the brakes. He's in a pickle. He'll escape the tag, but he was out of the baseline. They catch Cox going out of the baseline to avoid Gavin Hunt's tag. And so that'll go down as the second out, and went to the well once too often on the squeeze play. First one, the batter didn't bunt it, and he slid in with a steal of home. The second one was a perfect squeeze play, and this one, no squeeze attempted, and the runner was only about halfway when it got to the plate. Caught in no man's land. The pitch, swing, and a miss. Little extra juice on that fastball from Sturry.
When there is a miss on a squeeze bunt, it's, one way or the other. There's no in between.
Check of the sign for Sturry. The 1-2 pitch to Shacko. Runner takes off for third. Pitches low, gets beyond Hunt. And big turn at third for Cox, but he'll put on the brakes and stop as Hunt collected.
Have you noticed that the DeKalb runners have no fear? They will push the issue. Which, with what you said about the not really hitting the ball very much, they kind of have to do.
Trying to put the pressure on this Angola defense. They've got Dalton Cox now at third base. 2 outs and a 2-2 count on the number 6 hitter in the Barons lineup, Owen Shacko. Here comes the pitch. Breaking ball, and it stayed outside, and it's gone full now on Shacko. Already a couple of walks in the inning for Sturry, and he is burning through a lot of pitches here in the bottom of the first. DeKalb has evened it up, 90 feet away from taking a first inning lead. The payoff pitch, fouled out of play. Will stay 3-2 and do it all over again.
It's interesting how the DeKalb runs were scored on a bomb of about 370 or 380 feet, and the tying run for Angola scored on a, 40-footer? Maybe?
Yeah, the DeKalb tying run on a squeeze play. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch, and it's lined towards center, but right there with a beat on it is Miles Sturry, and he'll put it away. Well-hit ball, but Sturry had him played perfectly, and he'll make the catch to retire this side. But in the inning, a couple of runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 runner left on base. 1 complete in the Class 3A sectional championship game here at DeKalb, and we are even. 2-2 between the Angola Hornets and the DeKalb Barons on the high school baseball game of the week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
PSM is proud to announce a new baseball academy led by MLB veteran Josh Van Meter. The Northeast Indiana native and former Fort Wayne Tin Cap is excited to return to his roots and offer aspiring baseball players an opportunity to train with a professional who has reached the pinnacle of their sport. Parents and players register for upcoming private lessons or small group training by visiting psmsports.com/baseball. Space is limited, so don't miss your chance to train with a true MLB pro.
Hey guys, it's Ben from Midwest Box Breaks here to invite you to check out our daily live streams on MidwestBoxBreaks.net. We have sports card breaks, stack sales, and live auctions streaming every day from trusted community members, all backed 100% with buyer and seller protection. Live auctions run just a few seconds each and start as cheap as $1. We've got Pokemon, wrestling, Star Wars, and all the sports you need. Our live shows include a chat feature, bid and buy right from the stream, and no purchase necessary giveaways. Join MidwestBoxBreaks.net and check out the upcoming schedule.
Now, back to high school baseball presented by PSM Baseball on 1380 The Fan.
1 inning in the books, and it's all tied up 2-2 between Angola and DeKalb. So the Hornets come up for the second time here in the top of the second inning, and they'll send number 6 hitter Braden Perkins up to the plate to lead it off against Miles Brockhouse in the first pitch. Actually, the first 2 pitches missed. This one swung on and missed. He reached out for a slider. And it's 2-1 on Perkins. 264 average this season. 6 doubles, no triples, no homers. Good juice. Threw it by him. Swing and a miss. Tardy on the fastball for Perkins. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Brockhouse gets the sign and winds up. And the pitch, and actually I thought it ticked the bat and went into the catcher's glove, but they'll say no. It was just a check swing, and the pitch was low. So it's 3-2 now on Perkins. The payoff. Little looping liner, and it goes right to first baseman Bo Meinhardt, who didn't have to move to make the catch. You couldn't have thrown it to him any easier on that one. Just looped its way on a soft line to first baseman Bo Meinhardt, and so there's 1 out in the inning, and it brings up Ryan Stuckey. Stuckey, a right-handed hitter that's got a 288 average. 3 doubles, no homers or triples at the first pitch. A little inside at the knees for ball 1. Hornets, a 2-run homer in the top of the first inning. Ignited the first base side. DeKalb has answered after a couple of walks gave them base runners that both ultimately scored in the inning on suicide squeeze plays.
very costly error was involved in that.
The 1-1 pitch, and that's a swing and a miss at a pitch just below the knees, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes now on Stuckey. Stuckey, a senior, one of the few in the ball game. Brockhouse, the big lefty, brings the pitch, and it's high and outside, evens things up at 2-2. 1 out, base is empty. Top of the second inning here at DeKalb. The 2-2 on its way. And that hit him in the foot.
And that is not what Brockhouse wanted to do.
Not at all.
Brockhouse, with his talent, is the kind of guy that draws a lot of people with radar guns sitting behind the plate. I haven't seen any, but I would imagine they're here.
Well, I'll tell you this. When you put up a 0.43 earned run average through 8 games in a high school season, you catch the attention of colleges and pro scouts everywhere. And he's left-handed. Here's a bunt. Runner takes off for second, so there'll be no play at second. But the ball bunted right back to Brockhouse. He pivots, throws to first, and for Fraley, that will go as a sacrifice, getting a go-ahead run into scoring position.
It's good that Angola ran that runner because that was bunted straight back at Brockhouse, and he had a possible chance at a double play. But the runner took off and took that out of play.
So Stuckey, the lead off second for number 9 hitter Garrett Sorgen. Takes the fastball in the outside corner for strike 1. Sorgen steps in with a 243 average. Double, a triple, 9 knocked in. Love to get number 10 here. The pitch, good breaking ball. Held up the swing. He was basically fooled by the pitch. And now Brockhouse has an 0-2 advantage on the number 9 hitter. 2 outs, runner at second. Tie game 2-2, top of the second. Brockhouse from the set, checks the runner and the pitch. And he plunked him. He hit another batter on an 0-2 count. The number 9 hitter takes one in the shoulder.
This is about the time, if you're a coach, you go out there to settle your pitcher down.
Brockhouse, a junior, goes back to the top of the order, and you've got some big sticks here in this Angola lineup, including their leadoff man, Miles Sturry. Flew out to center field his only time up, came in with a 476 average, and the first pitch low and outside for ball 1. It's Stuckey at second, Sorgen at first. There's 2 outs. We're in the top of the second inning, a tied game, 2-2. The 1-0. And that's low and outside, 2-0. Well, Sturry has a couple of home runs this year. He's tied for second on the team with 30 runs knocked in. And he's got a hitter's count, the 2-0. He'll take a fastball at the letters, and it's 2-1 on Sturry. Couple of Sturries in the game. Miles, junior center fielder, and Jackson, today's starting pitcher. The pitch, good breaking ball. Slurved right across the plate, caught the outside corner against the left-handed hitter, and it evens the count up 2-2.
2 outs here in the inning. In the Hornets get a run.
Brockhouse to the set, and time is called. Both teams with 2 in the first. DeKalb batting top of the second. Nothing across yet, but 2 runners on, 2 outs, and a 2-2 pitch on its way. And that is ripped into left field the opposite way. And it gets past Hess out and left. Didn't get the glove down. It rolls to the track. 1 run is in. 2 runs are going to come in to score. It'll go as a single and a costly error that allows both runners to score. And Angola jumps right back in front, 4-2.
You'll get 1 RBI on that one on the single, but the other one, not.
No RBI on that, Dean. Can't assume he's going to score from second on a base hit to left. And the error, I think, allowed him to score.
I'm talking about the runner who was with third. Oh, is it? Okay.
So with 2 outs, now you've got a runner at second.
And a Buzzard comes to the plate.
And with Landon Buzzard, a 317 hitter, stepping in, another runner in scoring position. And Brockhouse, a fastball at the knees for strike one to Buzzard. Tell you this, Angola's got some sticks. We saw it against Leo earlier this year. Once they started hitting, they strung some things together. Curveball swung on and missed.
I believe we remembered them doing that very well late in the ball game.
Those 2 runs are going to go down as unearned at this point.
0-2 count. Brockhouse get out of it here.
Brockhouse has given up 14 runs on the year. Coming in, only 3 of the runs were earned. And high fastball, he tipped it right to the catcher's glove, and that will be a strikeout of Buzzard, and that's going to do it for Angola's second inning. But the visitors pick up a couple of more runs, and they, again, find themselves up by 2. It is Angola 4, DeKalb 2. Barron's coming to bat bottom of the second next on the PSM Baseball Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Here's a smart play for tonight. Skip the expensive takeout and go with Pizza Hut. Try the new hand-tossed pizza. Crispy on the outside, soft and fluffy inside. Finished with garlic Parmesan seasoning. Get a large pizza with any 3 toppings for just $10. It's a great way to feed everyone after the game. Delivery or carryout makes it easy. At Pizza Hut, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Hey guys, it's Ben from Midwest Box Breaks here to invite you to check out our daily live streams on Midwest every day from trusted community members, all backed 100% with buyer and seller protection. Live auctions run just a few seconds each and start as cheap as $1. We've got Pokemon, wrestling, Star Wars, and all the sports you need. Our live shows include a chat feature, bid and buy right from the stream, and no purchase necessary giveaways. Join MidwestBoxBreaks.net and check out the upcoming schedule.
Now back to high school baseball presented by PSM Baseball on 1380 The Fan.
Well, there's been drama here at DeKalb so far through an inning and a half. You've got home run baseball, you've got squeezes, you've got errors in the outfield, and the carousel starting, and all kinds of activity, and it's a 4-2 game. Angola leads it. DeKalb comes to bat home half of the second inning. And they will send up hitters 7, 8, and 9.
Got a score from the South Adams Sectional, Woodland and Bluffton. Bluffton wins that one, 5-run rule, 14-0. So they're a sectional champ in 2A, the Bluffton Tigers.
Number 11, Bo Meinhardt.
Also keeping an eye on Western and West Lafayette, because the DeKalb winner will take on the winner of that game. That game started at 5. Western 25-2 on the year. West Lafayette under 500. So Western a heavy favorite. The first pitch to Meinhardt is taken low for ball 1. Jackson Sturry, Angola's lefty, works from the stretch, and it's 2-0. Couple of walks hurt Sturry in the first inning. Walked Brady Vince with 1 out, and then followed it up with a walk of Miles Brockhouse. Back-to-back walks, and both of those base runners eventually scored the 2 DeKalb runs. 2-0 pitch, and that's at the top of the zone for a called strike, 2-1. Well, earlier today, Snyder gets the sectional crown at Carroll. They beat the hosts 4-1. That pitch in the dirt. And it's 3-1 for Meinhardt. So Snyder advancing to next week's or Saturday's regional, and they will be playing Huntington North because those 2 teams already paired against each other. Huntington North gets the sectional win in the Southside sectional over Homestead. Final score 5-2.
Only drama left in that, where? Because that draw will be made, I guess, Wednesday.
Yeah, they're saying they'll announce the locations and times coming up on Wednesday. The pitch, and that is lined into right field. He went with the pitch and hit it right past second baseman Jacob Fraley, cleanly into right for a single, and that's why Bo Meinhardt is hitting .321 on the year. Good clean base hit to right to start the Barons second. They find themselves down by a pair, and Reagan Hess will be the next batter. A .302 average this season, the junior third baseman, with a double, no triples, a homer, and 8 knocked in. And the first pitch is a fastball at the letters for a called strike. 0-1 on Hess. First base hit to the outfield for DeKalb by Meinhardt. There's a bunt, another good one. Sturry has to hustle off the mound. Quick throw to first, and it's through the wickets at first baseman Landon Leach, backed up by the right fielder. But that's going to allow Meinhardt to come all the way around to third, and the runner's safe at first. And I tell you, those two bunts have been excellent bunts. That ball just stayed in the first baseline, and it was rolling dead less than halfway to first base. Just a perfect placement.
He's got a nice thick turf out there here at DeKalb, and it just killed that ball.
I'm going to give him a base hit. I know he was trying to sacrifice, but I don't think they really had a play. Might be an error to allow the runner to third. But runners on the corners, and the base runners represent the potential tying runs for the DeKalb Barons. And the first pitch to number 9 hitter Malachi Webb is taken for ball 1.
What about a lot of variety in scoring today?
Runners on the corners and the 1-0 in the dirt. And again, they have the runner at third taking the big running start, and he puts on the brakes, and he almost got caught in no man's land, but Meinhardt comes back to third and dives in safely.
And the reason he got back was the first baseman had punched in to cover the bunt and was not at the bag to take a throw. Had he been to the bag, that guy's out.
Meinhardt, the runner at third. Hess, the lead off first. And it's now a hitter's count, 2-0 for the number 9 hitter, Malachi Webb. Webb, an imposing figure at the plate. Even though he's the number 9 hitter, he's the DH with a .274 average, and he does have 5 homers, and you can see where that power comes from. See the offensive line for DeKalb or the defensive line, because he's got to be one of them.
If he's not, they missed the call.
The stretch for Sturry and the 2-0. That's taken high and outside. It's 3-0.
It's not lost on them, Angola, that this may be one of DeKalb's better hitters.
Now, this is the power. The next 3 hitters provide most of the power for DeKalb. The 3-0 is in there for a strike. Webb has 5 homers. The on-deck hitter, Drake Hall, who hits in the leadoff spot, has 7. And Brady Vance, who's in the hole, has 3. There goes the runner at first on the 3-1. Swing and a miss. They'll throw it right back to the pitcher. So standing up at second base is Hess. He'll get credit for a stolen base. And now it's second and third. Base hit could tie up this ball game.
I was kind of surprised they didn't send him earlier.
Angola leading 4-2. The 3-2 pitch. And that's outside, and the bags are full. A single, a bunt single, and a walk has them loaded for the Barons. They're down by 2, but the go-ahead run now at first base here in the bottom of the second inning, and you're going to have a conference out at the mound. Angola's going to talk about it with the top of the order coming up. Nobody out, bases full. I expected, looking at the 2 pitchers in this one, Dean, and one has an ERA just barely on top of 1, and another with an ERA of 0.43. I'm thinking, it's a 1-0 game ahead of us.
Well, the thing is, all those stats can go out the window because this is a sectional final now, and the pressure is a lot different than maybe if this is a game in April or early May.
We've got a 4-2 game, and the Barons, without an out in the bottom of the second, have the bases full for the top of their order. Drake Hall. And he goes right after the first pitch, lines it straight back into the screen. And, of course, they always say in baseball, if you foul it straight back into the screen, you were on it.
Well, on top of that, he knew what was coming because off those that he knew it would be a straight fastball because he needed to get a strike.
Up the middle, Angola's defense, double play depth, in at the corners. The set and the 0-1. Fastball paints the black on the outer edge, and it's 0-2 on Drake Hall. A .444 hitter Hall grounded out to short. He's 0 for 1 in the game tonight. Long look in to get the sign for the lefty, Jackson Sturry. Now he's set. And the 0-2. Fouled back and out of play, and we'll do it again. It's Meinhardt, the runner at third, Hess, the runner at second, and Malachi Webb takes the lead off of first.
Corner infielders a little tight.
Outfield deep and right, and that pitch is low. You kind of look at the outfield, and the center fielder playing pretty much medium center field. Same is true out in left field.
If the right fielder was playing in a softball game, he is the right center fielder.
Yeah. But he is almost to the track. Swing and a miss. He challenged him with a heater, and Hull swung through it. Big strikeout for Jackson Sturry for the first out here in the bottom of the second.
You know, brought up a good point earlier, Brett, that he's pulling up a few pitches now, Sturry is, and we've still got a long way to go.
Still bags full, 1 out for Brady Vince. But the advantage of a lefty-lefty matchup here.
Infielders are still pinched at the corners.
Still deep up the middle. Sturry goes to the set. And the pitch, a fastball, is a little tight on Vince, ball 1. Vince walked and scored. Stole home. On a failed suicide squeeze, he was able to successfully steal home plate. Sturry the step off. Now he's set. Getting the sign to the stretch. And the 1-0. That's in the dirt, 2-0. No place to put him. Meinhardt at third, Hess at second, Webb at first.
Angola needs an out in a big way.
2 balls, no strikes on Brady Vince. Vince with 3 home runs this season for the Barons. He's knocked in 23. And the pitch, and that is in the dirt, and he's got a long way to come back to avoid walking in a run. 3-0 on Vince.
I know the take sign is on, but boy, he'd be tempted to be tailing off on this one.
Got to throw a strike, and the 3-0 is in the dirt. Wasn't close. And that's going to force in a run. The bases loaded walk. That's the 4th walk of the game already. We're in the bottom of the second inning. And walks have played a key role in how DeKalb is scoring their runs. That time, a RBI walk for Brady Vince. Picks up his 24th knocked in. First pitch to Miles Brockhouse is outside for ball 1.
You swinging at a pitch until you see a good one? I'm not.
Yeah, I might want to just keep taking him. Here's the 1-0, and he swings at it, lifts it, right field. It is tailing toward the line. Long run for Gossley. He will get there. Runner at third will tag, and he's going to come in to score without a play. Reagan Hess tags up and scores a sacrifice fly for Miles Brockhouse to right field. And we're all tied up once again.
And give that right fielder a lot of credit because he had to circle back and maybe change the direction twice to track that ball down. Or they wouldn't have gotten an out at all.
That's 2 outs. Runners on the corners as the runner at second, Malachi Webb, tagged up on that play as well. And it's cleanup hitter Corey Cox, left-handed hitter, and the first pitch is down and in for ball 1. I think Angola is going to have to start thinking about their pitching decisions. A lot of pitches in the first 2 innings for Jackson Sturry. And this one grounded in the hole past the third baseman into left field. Trotting in from third with the go-ahead run is Malachi Webb. And the DeKalb Barons lead it for the first time 5-4. Corey Cox went with the pitch and just drilled it on the ground right past Braden Perkins down at third. Got it just to the left of Perkins.
He couldn't have thrown it better.
Now you got Vince at second and Cox the runner at first. And the batter is Dalton Cox, who takes the pitch outside for ball one.
I'm thinking whoever is the relief pitcher designate is playing in the field because there's nobody working in the bullpen.
Sturry goes to the set and brings the pitch, and that one bounces in the dirt. It's blocked nicely by Gavin Hunt. Hunt already at the plate, a 2-run homer to start the scoring in the top of the first inning. And there he shows his defensive abilities, blocking that pitch and keeping the runners where they're at first and second. 2 outs, bottom of the second inning, 3 across, and a 5-4 DeKalb lead. That pitch just at the top of the zone, a called strike. Cox didn't like the call, but it still a hitter's count, 2 balls and a strike.
This is probably a key batter for Sturry. He gets him or he's gone.
Two on, 2 out. 2-1 pitch on its way to Cox, and that's high, 3-1.
That almost went to the screen. That was a nice grab by the catcher.
Yeah, Hunt has saved some bases back there. That time he had to go high for it. He's blocked 3 or 4 pitches in the dirt. Dalton Cox, junior shortstop, singled his first time up, and the pitch is in the dirt, and that is the 5th walk allowed.
Every day from trusted community members, all backed 100% with buyer and seller protection. Live auctions run just a few seconds each and start as cheap as $1. We've got Pokemon, wrestling, Star Wars, and all the sports you need. Our live shows include a chat feature, bid and buy right from the stream, and no purchase necessary giveaways. Join MidwestBoxBreaks.net and check out the upcoming schedule.
Now back to high school baseball presented by PSM Baseball on 1380 The Fan.
Well, there's been drama here at DeKalb so far through an inning and a half. You've got home run baseball, you've got squeezes, you've got errors in the outfield, and carousel starting, and all kinds of activity, and it's a 4-2 game. Angola leads it. DeKalb comes to bat home half of the second inning. And they will send up hitters 7, 8, and 9.
Got a score from the South Adams Sectional, Woodland and Bluffton. Bluffton wins that one, 5-run rule, 14-0. So they're a sectional champ in 2A, the Bluffton Tigers.
Number 11, Bo Meinhardt.
Also keeping an eye on Western and West Lafayette, because the DeKalb winner will take on the winner of that game. That game started at 5. Western 25-2 on the year. West Lafayette under 500. So Western a heavy favorite. The first pitch to Meinhardt is taken low for ball 1. Jackson Sturry, Angola's lefty, works from the stretch, and it's 2-0. Couple of walks hurt Sturry in the first inning. Walked Brady Vince with 1 out, and then followed it up with a walk of Miles Brockhouse. Back-to-back walks, and both of those base runners eventually scored the 2 DeKalb runs. 2-0 pitch, and that's at the top of the zone for a called strike, 2-1. Well, earlier today, Snyder gets the sectional crown at Carroll. They beat the hosts 4-1. That pitch in the dirt. And it's 3-1 for Meinhardt. So Snyder advancing to next week's or Saturday's regional, and they will be playing Huntington North because those two teams already paired against each other. Huntington North gets the sectional win in the Southside sectional over Homestead. Only score 5-2.
Only drama left in that. Where? Because that draw will be made, I guess, Wednesday.
Yeah, they're saying they'll announce the locations and times coming up on Wednesday. The pitch, and that is lined into right field. He went with the pitch and hit it right past second baseman Jacob Fraley cleanly into right for a single, and that's why Bo Meinhardt is hitting .321 on the year. Good clean base hit to right to start the Barons second. They find themselves down by a pair, and Reagan Hess will be the next batter. A .302 average this season. The junior third baseman with a double, no triples, a homer, and 8 knocked in. And the first pitch is a fastball at the letters for a called strike. 0-1 on Hess. First base hit to the outfield for DeKalb by Meinhardt. There's a bunt, another good one. Sturry has to hustle off the mound. Quick throw to first, and it's through the wickets at first baseman Landon Leach, backed up by the right fielder. But that's going to allow Meinhardt to come all the way around to third, and the runner's safe at first. And I tell you, those two bunts have been excellent bunts. That ball just stayed in the first baseline, and it was rolling dead less than halfway to first base. Just a perfect placement.
He's got a nice thick turf out there here at DeKalb, and it just killed that ball.
I'm going to give him a base hit. I know he was trying to sacrifice, but I don't think they really had a play. Might be an error to allow the runner to third. But runners on the corners, and the base runners represent the potential tying runs for the DeKalb Barons. And the first pitch to number 9 hitter Malachi Webb is taken for ball 1.
What about a lot of variety in scoring today?
Runners on the corners and the 1-0 in the dirt. And again, they have the runner at third, taking the big running start, and he puts on the brakes, and he almost got caught in no man's land, but Meinhardt comes back to third and dives in safely.
And the reason he got back was the first baseman had punched in to cover the bunt and was not at the bag to take a throw. Had he been in the bag, that guy's out.
Meinhardt, the runner at third. Hess, the lead off first. And it's now a hitter's count, 2-0 for the number 9 hitter, Malachi Webb. Webb, an imposing figure at the plate. Even though he's the number 9 hitter, he's the DH with a .274 average, and he does have 5 homers, and you can see where that power comes from. See the offensive line for DeKalb or the defensive line, because he's got to be one of them.
If he's not, they missed the call.
The stretch for Sturry and the 2-0. That's taken high and outside. It's 3-0.
It's not lost on them, Angola, that this may be one of DeKalb's better hitters.
Now, this is the power. The next 3 hitters provide most of the power for DeKalb. The 3-0 is in there for a strike. Webb has 5 homers. The on-deck hitter, Drake Hall, who hits in the leadoff spot, has 7. And Brady Vince, who's in the hole, has 3. There goes the runner at first on the 3-1. Swing and a miss. They'll throw it right back to the pitcher. So standing up at second base is Hess. He'll get credit for a stolen base. And now it's second and third. Base hit could tie up this ball game.
I was kind of surprised they didn't send him earlier.
Angola leading 4-2. The 3-2 pitch. And that's outside, and the bags are full. A single, a bunt single, and a walk has them loaded for the Barons. They're down by 2, but the go-ahead run now at first base here in the bottom of the second inning, and you're going to have a conference out at the mound. Angola's going to talk about it with the top of the order coming up. Nobody out, bases full. I expected, looking at the 2 pitchers in this one, Dean, and one has an ERA just barely on top of 1, and another with an ERA of 0.43. I'm thinking, oh, it's a 1-0 game ahead of us.
Well, the thing is, all those stats can go out the window because this is a sectional final now, and the pressure is a lot different than maybe if this is a game in April or early May.
We've got a 4-2 game, and the Barons, without an out in the bottom of the second, have the bases full for the top of their order. Drake Hall. And he goes right after the first pitch, lines it straight back into the screen. And, of course, they always say in baseball, if you foul it straight back into the screen, you were on it.
Well, on top of that, he knew what was coming because off those that he knew it would be a straight fastball because he needed to get a strike.
Up the middle, Angola's defense, double play depth. In at the corners. The set and the 0-1. Fastball paints the black on the outer edge, and it's 0-2 on Drake Hall. A 444 hitter. Hall grounded out to short. He's 0 for 1 in the game tonight. Long look in to get the sign for the lefty, Jackson Sturry. Now he's set. And the 0-2. Fouled back and out of play, and we'll do it again. It's Meinhardt, the runner at third, Hess, the runner at second, and Malachi Webb takes the lead off of first.
Corner infielder's a little tight.
Outfield deep and right, and that pitch is low. You kind of look at the outfield, and the center fielder playing pretty much medium center field. Same is true out in left field.
If the right fielder was playing in a softball game, he is the right center fielder.
Yeah. But he is almost to the track. Swing and a miss. He challenged him with a heater, and Hall swung through it. Big strikeout for Jackson Sturry for the first out here in the bottom of the second.
You know, brought up a good point earlier, Brett, that he's pulling up a few pitches now, Sturry is, and we've still got a long way to go.
Still bags full, 1 out for Brady Vince. But the advantage of a lefty-lefty matchup here.
Infielders are still pinched at the corners.
Still deep up the middle. Sturry goes to the set. And the pitch, a fastball is a little tight on Vince, ball 1. Vince walked and scored. Stole home. On a failed suicide squeeze, he was able to successfully steal home plate. Sturry the step off. Now he's set. Getting the sign to the stretch. And the 1-0. That's in the dirt, 2-0. No place to put him. Meinhardt at third, Hess at second, Webb at first.
Angola needs an out in a big way.
2 balls, no strikes on Brady Vince. Vince with 3 home runs this season for the Barons. He's knocked in 23. And the pitch, and that is in the dirt, and he's got a long way to come back to avoid walking in a run. 3-0 on Vince.
I know the take sign is on, but boy, he'd be tempted to be tailing off on this one.
Got to throw a strike, and the 3-0 is in the dirt. Wasn't close. And that's going to force in a run. The bases loaded walk. That's the 4th walk of the game already. We're in the bottom of the second inning. And walks have played a key role in how DeKalb is scoring their runs. That time, a RBI walk for Brady Vince. Picks up his 24th knocked in. First pitch to Miles Brockhouse is outside for ball 1.
You swinging at a pitch until you see a good one? I'm not.
Yeah, I might want to just keep taking him. Here's the 1-0, and he swings at it, lifts it, right field. It is tailing toward the line. Long run for Gosley. He will get there. Runner at third will tag, and he's going to come in to score without a play. Reagan Hess tags up and scores a sacrifice fly for Miles Brockhouse to right field. And we're all tied up once again.
And give that right fielder a lot of credit because he had to circle back and maybe change of direction twice to track that ball down. Or they wouldn't have gotten an out at all.
That's 2 outs. Runners on the corners as the runner at second, Malachi Webb, tagged up on that play as well. And it's cleanup hitter Corey Cox, left-handed hitter, and the first pitch is down and in for ball 1. I think Angola is going to have to start thinking about their pitching decisions. A lot of pitches in the first 2 innings for Jackson Sturry. And this one grounded in the hole. roll past the third baseman into left field. Trotting in from third with the go-ahead run is Malachi Webb. And the DeKalb Barons lead it for the first time, 5-4. Corey Cox went with the pitch and just drilled it on the ground right past Braden Perkins down at third. Got it just to the left of Perkins.
He couldn't have thrown it better.
Now you got Vince at second and Cox the runner at first. And the batter is Dalton Cox, who takes the pitch outside for ball one.
I'm thinking whoever is the relief pitcher designate is playing in the field because there's nobody working in the bullpen.
Sturry goes to the set and brings the pitch, and that one bounces in the dirt. It's blocked nicely by Gavin Hunt. Hunt already at the plate, a 2-run homer to start the scoring in the top of the first inning. And there he shows his defensive abilities, blocking that pitch and keeping the runners where they're at first and second. 2 outs, bottom of the second inning, 3 across, and a 5-4 DeKalb lead. That pitch just at the top of the zone, a called strike. Cox didn't like the call, but it still a hitter's count, 2 balls and a strike.
This is probably a key batter for Sturry. He gets him or he's gone.
2 on, 2 out. 2-1 pitch on its way to Cox, and that's high, 3-1.
That almost went to the screen. That was a nice grab by the catcher.
Yeah, Hunt has saved some bases back there. That time he had to go high for it. He's blocked 3 or 4 pitches in the dirt. Dalton Cox, junior shortstop. Singled his first time up, and the pitch is in the dirt, and that is the 5th walk allowed.
Skip the expensive takeout and go with Pizza Hut. Try the new hand-tossed pizza. Crispy on the outside, soft and fluffy inside. Finished with garlic Parmesan seasoning. Get a large pizza with any 3 toppings for just $10. It's a great way to feed everyone after the game. Delivery or carry-out makes it easy. At Pizza Hut, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Now, back to high school baseball presented by PSM Baseball on 1380 The Fan.
Well, for the first time in the ball game, somebody's coming up to bat with a lead. The DeKalb Barons are in front 6-4, coming to bat in the bottom of the third, and they will send up the bottom third of their order. Actually, it'll be Meinhardt, Hess, and Webb.
Number 10, Reagan.
Correction, Hess, Webb, and Hall. Got so excited about that line out to third, I forgot to put it in my book. So Reagan Hess, the number 8 hitter in the order, starts the inning for DeKalb, and the first pitch misses for ball one.
If there's a word that would describe DeKalb so far in this game, it is opportunistic.
They've been given opportunities, and they've taken advantage. Fastball called strike. Reagan Hess hits .302 on the year, singled back in the second inning. That one not close. Goes back to the backstop. 2 balls and a strike on the Barons' third baseman. Angola a pair of runs in both the first and second inning. DeKalb 2 in the first, 4 more in the second. And this one lifted in the air, shallow center field. On is Jackson Sturry. He can't get to it. It will drop in shallow center for a leadoff base hit for Reagan Hess, his second hit of the game.
Now batting.
The only human being that might have caught that is Pete Crow Armstrong.
Yeah, kind of off the end of the bat, and so it kind of was dying as it got into the outfield, and little lazy liner drops in, and it's Malachi Webb, the number 9 hitter, and it's low for ball one. Webb, the 9 hitter, but he is the DH, has a .274 average, and he's got 5 home runs, second best on the team. The set, there goes the runner. Pitch taken for a strike. Throw down to second, and it's not in time.
He must have got under it because that throw was a good one.
Stolen base for Reagan Hess. DeKalb has played a lot of small ball. We've seen the suicide squeeze put on 3 times. They've done some shenanigans on the base paths that got them a run. And now stolen base puts Hess in scoring position for Webb, and this pitch taken on the outside corner for a strike, and it's 1-2 now on the junior designated hitter. Webb also one of the big arms with this DeKalb Barons squad on the mound. 2.26 earned run average on the season. And we've got timeout called just as Sturry started his delivery. So Miles Sturry will reset. And the pitch, that's on the knees on the outside corner, called strike 3.
Now batting for the DeKalb Barons, number 6, Drake Hall.
Good pitch on the edge. And for the first out here in the third, and still at second base is Reagan Hess. Back to the top of the order, Drake Hall will bat for the third time, 0 for 2 with a ground out to short and a strikeout. The set for Miles Sturry, and the pitch. Lifted high in the air, middle of the infield. And Miles Sturry's going to have to take it. The pitcher makes the catch on the edge of the mound for out number 2.
And then runs the runner back to second base because nobody else was there.
Now, the shortstop and second baseman were coming in. That's one of those where you don't see a pitcher make the play if it's the higher levels. College and pros, usually somebody will come in and call him off. But that time,
nobody did.
Sturry started the game in center field, so they're like, it's in the air, that's your business. Go ahead and make the catch. So with 2 outs, it's Brady Vince, and he swings at the first pitch and fouls it straight back for strike 1. Vince has been on base and scored both times, both via the walk. Both of those against Angola starter Jackson Sturry. Now it's Miles Sturry, the right-hander. High fastball. 1-1. DeKalb leading at 6-4, batting bottom of the third. Both teams with 4 hits. And the pitch just below the knees. 2 balls and a strike. The pitch on its way, and it is lined into center field. That's going to be down. They're going to wave the runner around third, and Jackson Sturry will not even make a throw. Boy, and you really wonder, Sturry came in and fielded that on one hop in shallow center, and the runner right in front of our position was just getting to third, and you wonder if Jackson Sturry's arm is a little uncomfortable because he didn't even try to throw that ball into home.
And that third base coach might have thought of that because he was waving that runner home all the way.
So a 7-4 DeKalb lead, and they've got a run in every inning so far. 2 in the first, 4 in the second. Now they've got one across here in the third on a 2-out single from Brady Vince. Swing and a miss. Some heat that Brockhouse couldn't catch up to, and he's in an 0-2 hole. Vince, junior center fielder, takes the lead, and the 0-2 pitch, and that's fouled right into the DeKalb dugout. Brockhouse with his Wayne Gretzky tribute, wearing number 99. Called strike 3. Got the outside corner and throws Brockhouse at the plate, and that is the third out of the inning, but a run does come across on a 2-out RBI single by Brady Vince. And through 3 complete here at DeKalb, it's the Barons leading it over the Angola Hornets 7-4 on the high school baseball game of the week. presented by PSM Baseball Academy on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
PSM is proud to announce a new baseball academy led by MLB veteran Josh Van Meter. The Northeast Indiana native and former Fort Wayne Tin Cap is excited to return to his roots and offer aspiring baseball players an opportunity to train with a professional who has reached the pinnacle of their sport. Parents and players register for upcoming private lessons or small group training by visiting psmsports.com/baseball. Space is limited, so don't miss your chance to train with a true MLB pro.
Hey everyone, it's Ben from Midwest Box Breaks with an exciting offer for our friends on the radio. We've created a section on MidwestBoxBreaks.net just for our first-time customers to give us a try and get cards and packs sent right to their door. Some listings are as cheap as $10 before the coupon and all include free shipping. Go to MidwestBoxBreaks.net, scroll down to first-timer deals, and enter code MBB when you check out for $5 off your first purchase. You're just a few clicks away from cards in your hands. That's MidwestBoxBreaks.net, code MBB.
Now back to high school baseball presented by PSM Baseball on 1380 The Fan.
We move to the top of the fourth inning here in DeKalb, where the Barons are leading at 7-4 over the Angola Hornets. Barons have scored the last 5 runs in the game to overcome a 4-2 second inning deficit. And now Angola will come to bat with the bottom third of their order. Miles Brockhouse, the big left-hander, still on the bump.
Now batting for Angola,
given up
Ryan Stuckey.
4 runs, only 2 of them have been earned. Brockhouse against Ryan Stuckey. Stuckey got hit by a pitch his first time up. The windup and the pitch. Fastball a little off the outer edge. Ball 1. Good crowd up here on a beautiful night. Perfect night for baseball. Mid-70s, sunshine. And the fastball catches the outer edge. That evens it up 1-1 on Stuckey.
Every variable in weather that could affect the game is not happening here.
The 1-1 is down low, 2-1. Stuckey steps to the plate, a 288 average. And the 2-1 pitch. That's high and outside, 3-1. Well, so far in the game, Brockhouse has not walked a batter, but he's hit 2 batters. And the 3-1, and that's on the outside corner, 3-2. Leading off the frame, Stuckey waits on the 3-2 pitch from Miles Brockhouse. And timeout is called at the plate. Stuckey in the right-handed batter's box. And the southpaw winds up with the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Came back from a 3-1 hole and strikes out Stuckey to start the top of the fourth. Barons leading at 7-4. Top of the fourth inning. 1 out, base is empty for Jacob Fraley, junior second baseman. And the first pitch swung on and missed.
Trying to pick up the lefty who's warming up in the bullpen, but there is one warming up in the Angola bullpen, so we may make a change here.
Looks like Landon Leach is getting loose. Here comes the 0-1. That's high, 1-1. Leach has got a 0.52 earned run average. He's also appeared in 9 games this year for the Hornets. Oh, he threw one off speed in the dirt, and he had Fraley looking silly, reaching for it and coming up empty.
Another one of those step out of the box and kunk your head in the helmet. No, shouldn't have done that.
Brockhouse ahead. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch, way up high.
Brockhouse is a big, strong kid, but you got to wonder how much is left in his tank.
The 2-2. Foul tipped into the glove. That'll be strike 3, and there's back-to-back strikeouts here in the 4th. And that is now 5 straight that Brockhouse has struck out.
I would imagine that means there's still gas in the tank.
And he's found his groove right now. He's struck out 5 in a row, and it's Garrett Sorgen, the number 9 hitter, who's up next. First pitch is a strike, 0-1.
Mixing things up now.
Sorgen got hit on a 0-2 pitch his first time up. And a fastball inside corner, a called strike, and he's way ahead of Sorgen, 0-2. Trying to strike out the side for the second consecutive inning. And it's chopped right back to the mound. Brockhouse to his right fields, throws, and that will retire the side. 1-2-3, down go the Hornets here in the top of the 4th, and we're halfway through our sectional championship in Class 3A here at DeKalb. And the Barons leading at 7-4 over the Angola Hornets on the high school baseball game of the week, being presented by PSM Baseball Academy on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
PSM is proud to announce a new baseball academy led by MLB veteran Josh Van Meter. The Northeast Indiana native and former Fort Wayne Tin Cap is excited to return to his roots and offer aspiring baseball players an opportunity to train with a professional who has reached the pinnacle of their sport. Parents and players register for upcoming private lessons or small group training by visiting psmsports.com/baseball. Space is limited, so don't miss your chance to train with a true MLB pro.
Between games, practices, and everything else, feeding everyone adds up fast. Here's an easy solution. Pizza Hut's new hand-tossed pizza is crispy outside, fluffy inside, finished with garlic parmesan seasoning, and you can get a large 3-topping pizza for just $10. It's perfect for feeding the whole family at Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Now, back to high school baseball presented by PSM Baseball on 1380 The Fan.
DeKalb Barons halfway through their home sectional championship, leading at 7-4 over the Angola Hornets, and the Barons will send up hitters 4, 5, and 6 to face Miles Sturry. Second inning of work out of the pen.
Now batter number 5, Corey.
He came on in relief back in the second inning for Jackson Sturry, who started the game for Angola. Corey Cox, left-handed hitter against the right-handed hurler, and that one's up and over our heads, out of play for strike 1.
I don't know about you, but I have been watching every left-handed batter come up because we're right in the line here on the roof of getting one of those things hit back at us.
The 0-1 and another one. Fouled up and out of play.
Up and out of play is okay. I can deal with that.
You don't want the line drive?
Nah, not really.
Well, I'm the closer to the batter, so I guess it's up to me to be your protection. Little chopper to the left of the mound. Off the bump is Sturry. He'll make the play and scoop it over to his first baseman, Landon Leach, to retire Cox with first out in the bottom of the 4th.
Cox comes up.
Pitchers on both sides have settled down a little bit here in these last few innings.
Number 3, Dalton Cox.
That is now 4 of the last 5 retired by Miles Sturry, and he faces Dalton Cox. He's reached base both times, a single and a walk. And the first pitch is outside for ball 1. Barons looking for their 20th win of the year. It's a real benchmark number for high school baseball. 20 win seasons. That one's in the dirt.
Very high
college basketball program. Yeah. It's kind of similar. They play about the same number of games generally. The Barons have only played 23 games. Angola comes in at 29 games played. Here's the pitch, and that is chopped off the end of the bat.
20 wins is always impressive for a high school team in this climate because you get a lot of games lost to weather somewhere along the line. And you don't have as many games played as maybe in other parts of the country. So 20's damn.
The 2-1 pitch. And that is up high, 3-1. Cox came into the day 238 on the season. Junior shortstop. Right-handed hitter against the right-handed hurler, Miles Sturry. Sturry winds up and delivers. That's up high, and it's a walk to Cox with one out, a base runner aboard, and for the third straight time, Cox has reached. DeKalb has now walked 7 times in the game.
Cox twice.
So Owen Checo will bat. Checo, right-handed hitter. Pitch. Check swing.
Ball got away from the catcher.
Yeah, it got out of the glove of Hunt, but not far enough for the runner, Dalton Cox, to advance.
He snapped his glove back just to put it in there, and he missed it with his hand, and it went about 10 feet behind the plate, but it wasn't far enough to make an advance.
That's one you got to read really quickly. Cox the lead at first, one out. We're in the bottom of the fourth. Barron's leading at 7-4. That pitch is low and is 2-0. Sturry behind on Owen Checo. We talked about the youth of both of these clubs. Checo, a sophomore second baseman. Throw to first. It eludes the first baseman, Landon Leach, but again, not very far away. He tracks it down quickly and keeps Cox at first base.
No, Cox had to dive back in on the play, and so he didn't really have a chance after having to pick himself up. He's going.
There goes the runner, and it's grounded toward the middle of the diamond. Charging shortstop Landon Bussard. He'll throw on the run, and it's in time at first, but advancing to second base is Cox. And so a runner in scoring position with 2 out for Bo Meinhardt.
Gets the job done moving the runner over, and another run here would be very big for DeKalb.
Number 11, Bo Meinhardt.
Meinhardt, a .321 average when the game started. He is 1 for 2. Singled and scored in the second and lined out to third base also in the second inning. He started it and he ended it in the second. A 4-run inning for the Barons. First pitch is a swing and a miss for Meinhardt. It's 0-1. Cox off second. He's heading to third. Pitch taken for a strike. Throw to third is in time, and they got him.
Bang, bang play on either end.
Cox thrown out trying to steal third. And I think there's something in baseball about not making the first or the third out of an inning at third base, and DeKalb just did it. Ran themselves out of an inning. So there's one base runner, but he faces the minimum, essentially, because the one base runner thrown out trying to steal, and so we are through 4. And it remains a 7-4 DeKalb lead over the Angola Hornets on the PSM Baseball Academy Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
PSM is proud to announce a new baseball academy led by MLB veteran Josh Van Meter. The Northeast Indiana native and former Fort Wayne Tin Cap is excited to return to his roots and offer aspiring baseball players an opportunity to train with a professional who has reached the pinnacle of their sport. Parents and players register for upcoming private lessons or small group training by visiting psmsports.com/baseball. Space is limited, so don't miss your chance to train with a true MLB pro.
Hey guys, it's Ben from Midwest Box Breaks here to invite you to check out our daily live streams on MidwestBoxBreaks.net. We have sports card breaks, stack sales, and live auctions streaming every day from trusted community members, all backed 100% with buyer and seller protection. Live auctions run just a few seconds each and start as cheap as $1. We've got Pokemon, wrestling, Star Wars, and all the sports you need. Our live shows include a chat feature, bid and buy right from the stream, and no purchase necessary giveaways. Join MidwestBoxBreaks.net and check out the upcoming schedule.
Now back to high school baseball presented by PSM Baseball on 1380 The Fan.
Top of the order for Angola here in the 5th, and quickly it's 2-0 on Miles Sturry. And the 2-0 pitch is low and away. Still Miles Brockhouse on the mound for DeKalb. He has gone the distance. But he's a pitch away from his first walk of the game, and there it is, high and inside, a 4-pitch walk.
He wasn't close on any of those, so people bears watching here and see what the DeKalb does with him.
Now batting for Angola, number 25, Landon Buzzard.
So you've got Landon Buzzard, who's now batting, and he has had a tough day. A .317 hitter who's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Right-handed hitter against the southpaw, Miles Brockhouse. And a check of the runner over at first.
And that's all it was. It was a lob over.
Yeah, he hasn't really shown an aggressive move to first, and so Angola getting some big leads. Here comes the pitch. It's high and outside, and it's 5 straight out of the zone to start the inning for Miles Brockhouse. He has a 7-4 lead. We're in the top of the 5th. 7-inning game in high school baseball.
He's high again.
6 in a row. Looked like he tried to slip a slider in there. It was an off-speed pitch. Stayed high. Now 2-0. Down and in, 3-0, and he can't find the zone. 7 straight. And the catcher is going to go out, Colin Hoffert. Talk to his big left-handed pitcher. Say, look, you put 2 on board, and the tying run comes to the plate, and they got their big punch coming up. Bussard, the number 2 hitter in the order, and after that, you've got Sturry, who has 5 homers on the year, and Gavin Hunt, who earlier in this ball game hit his 4th. And it's a 4-pitch walk. Back-to-back 4-pitch walks, 8 straight out of the zone to start the 5th. And even if you're not ready to make a change, you would think that that's going to bring a coach out of and it's the pitching coach who's coming out for DeKalb to talk to Miles Brockhouse.
Number 1, he'll ask him how he feels, and then he'll give him a little thing of, hey, ball over the plate. That's the goal here.
For the last couple of innings, he's been cruising. At one point, striking out 5 in a row between the 3rd and 4th inning.
But command is an elusive thing sometimes.
And he came in retiring 6 straight to start this inning. But back-to-back walks, his first 2 of the ball game, has Angola with some life here in the 5th.
He's staying in.
Yeah, I don't think there was much question he's going to stick around, but just a matter of getting him settled down, getting him dialed in. Jackson Sturry, now the batter, started the game on the mound for Angola, a .395 hitter, but again, 5 home runs. If he can find number 6 here, we'd have a whole new ball game. Left-handed hitter against the left-handed pitcher. Check swing, and it's ball 1. Well, old school baseball would say you're taking a strike. But you've got one of your best hitters up there. Not sure that Jackson Sturry's going to abide by one of those baseball unwritten rules.
Well, he just
take a strike.
Yeah, there's the automatic, and now all limits are off.
1 ball, 1 strike. 10 pitches in to get the first one over the zone for Brockhouse, and then he pulls the string on a good breaking ball down low and got a swing and a miss out of Sturry.
He's had great command for the last 3 innings, and it's sort of eluded him this inning, but maybe he's dialing it back in a little bit.
2 runners on. Brockhouse the stretch. And the 1-2. And timeout called at the plate
Very
at the
late.
last moment. Yeah.
That done pretty much maybe knock Brockhouse off his rhythm.
Jackson Sturry waits on the pitch, and he lines it into right field, and that could split the gap. It does. It's heading all the way to the warning track. 1 run is in. Here comes the second run around third, and he gets the stop sign.
And that's a good call to make. You don't score 3 runs with that play.
They got Miles Sturry in on that gapper. A line drive that just skimmed across the grass and split between center fielder Brady Vince and right fielder Corey Cox. Vince was able to chase it down quickly and get it back in, holding Bussard at third, but now it's second and third. There's nobody out in a 2-run game.
And look who's up.
Gavin Hunt, who homered his first time up. And the pitch. He goes right after it and fouls it out of play.
7-5, runners on second and third. Double.
For Sturry, he picks up his 31st batted in of the season on his 10th double.
Game for Gavin Hunt.
Actually, that would be his 11th double. He had one back in the first inning. Sturry 3 for 3 with a pair of doubles and a single. Pitch fouled out of play at the plate by Hunt.
Interesting lineup from the infield for DeKalb. They have pitched the third baseman, but everybody else is at normal depth.
Then a double by
the 0-2 pitch. Outside. 1-2. Angola scored 2 in the first to jump out in front on the 2-run homer by Gavin Hunt, and now he bats with a chance to give Angola the lead. And he chops it foul. Count stays 1 ball, 2 strikes on the cleanup hitter for Angola. Following the home run, he struck out in the third. He's 1 for 2 in the game, a .333 hitter when play started. Brockhouse gets the sign, the 1-2 on its way, and that's way high and outside, and evens the count up 2-2. Landon Bussard, the runner at third. Potential tying run. Jack Sturry takes his lead off second. Nobody out. We're in the top of the 5th inning. And the pitch. And that is lined like a rock way, and they all ducked and got out of the way.
The fence caught it about 2/3 of the way up.
He was a little late on that fastball and just rocketed it the opposite way into his own dugout. They're all looking into the sun.
And they're all leaning on that fence. And
2-2 is high, and it's 3-2. Well, first base is open. Keep working. So he might want to go to secondary stuff here against Hunt. Don't want to give in with a fastball. We saw what he could do with that earlier in the game. Here comes the payoff. And he got a slider over the outer corner and called strike 3. What a big pitch. Put it right on the outer edge.
He has no fear. He's throwing the stuff that he wants to throw.
Second time that Hunt has got caught looking, and it's 1 out, still second and third, still a 7-5 game, and Landon Leach swings late on a fastball. 0-1. Leach 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. I think Brockhouse might just lean back and go after him. Lefty-lefty matchup, and the pitch on the way shows bunt, pulls the bat back, and then scurrying back to third is Bussard on a safety squeeze.
Right now, the right side of the infield and right field is very difficult to play because the sun is right in their eyes as it sets.
One ball, 1 strike. We've got 1 out, and the pitch. And again, he shows bunt, pulls the bat back, and that's called, I believe, outside. It looked like it was a pretty good pitch. 2 balls and a strike now on Leach. Third baseman Reagan Hess in on the grass. Again, he shows bunt. And they'll throw. They got the shortstop sneaking in behind the third baseman, and they got Bussard picked off third.
You know what? If we're doing a play of the game, that and the grab of third base earlier in the year the game by Angola would have to be close.
The third baseman charged when he showed bunt, and that got the attention of the runner at third, Landon Bussard. And so he took off as far as the third baseman was charging. But sneaking in behind the play was shortstop Dalton Cox. And Hoppert fired down to third, and through to the shortstop covering, and they got the runner. And now you've got the umpires with another conference after talking to Angola head coach Clint Davis. Got a conference on the play, but that's huge now. There's 2 outs, a runner at second, a 2-run DeKalb lead, and the pitch was ruled a ball, so it's 3-1.
You heard him say 3-1 count all the way up here.
And again, there's a couple of pitches that he showed bunt, pulled the bat back, and I thought they looked like they were pretty good pitches, but they were both called balls. So now it's 3-1 on Leach. Runner at second. Swing and a miss. No messing around for Brockhouse. He just leaned back, fired a fastball right down the middle of the zone. And Leach couldn't catch up with it. See if he does it again. 2 outs, the payoff delivery from Brockhouse. Swing and a miss. Just went right back to the fastball, and Leach couldn't catch up to it. Wiggles his way out of trouble. Does give up a run after walking the first 2 batters of the inning. But he ends it with back-to-back strikeouts of the 4 and 5 hitter. And Angola with just a run across on 1 hit, the double by Jackson Sturry. They leave Sturry as the lone runner on base. So after 4.5, it is 7-5. DeKalb leading it over the Angola Hornets. From DeKalb, it's the sectional championship presented by PSM Baseball on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Hey everyone, it's Ben from Midwest Box Breaks with an exciting offer for our friends on the radio. We've created a section on MidwestBoxBreaks.net just for our first-time customers to give us a try and get cards and packs sent right to their door. Some listings are as cheap as $10 before the coupon and all include free shipping. Go to MidwestBoxBreaks.net, scroll down to first-timer deals, and enter code MBB when you check out for $5 off your first purchase. You're just a few clicks away from cards in your hands. That's MidwestBoxBreaks.net, code MBB.
Now back to high school baseball presented by PSM Baseball on 1380 The Fan.
Well, DeKalb has done a lot of things, kind of trickery out of deep in the playbook in this game. They've put on the suicide squeeze 3 times. It led to a steal of home and a successful suicide squeeze. They've also done some tricks on the base paths, having a runner look like he was caught in no man's land, lured the catcher all the way out from behind the plate, almost to the first or second base path, and that snuck a runner in from third base to score a run. And defensively, we just saw them do kind of the same thing. They charged the third baseman on a Angola bunt attempt and snuck the shortstop behind him covering third, and they picked off the runner at third. A big out in that 5th. In a 7-5 game as DeKalb comes to bat with a 2-run lead, bottom third of the order. Starts with Bo Meinhardt. And he takes a pitch up for ball 1.
Norwell has beaten Belmont 10-2 in the sectional game, 3A game at Belmont. So congratulations to the Knights. They are a sectional champ as well.
And the 1-0 is a fastball right in the middle of the zone. Evens it up for Meinhardt, 1-1. Meinhardt was at the plate when a runner got caught trying to steal third, so he's back up there to start the inning for DeKalb. Takes it low and away, and it's 2-1. Still on the mound, Miles Sturry for Angola. The right-hander brings it, and it's fouled back. Count evens up 2-2 on Meinhardt, the first baseman for the Barons. Also one of their talented arms on the mound, a 5-0 record with a 0.92 earned run average. Ground ball to third, took a hop on Perkins, came up and hit him in the chest, and it gets away from him, and that's going to be a bad hop base hit, I think. In my book, that's a bad hop base hit.
Probably, and he's also thankfully still got his front teeth, because if it had hopped a little higher, that would have been really bad.
Now batting for the DeKalb Barons, number 10, Reagan Hess.
No, it's not like you got an official book you got to keep track of. You kind of just make your own judgments. But that ball, we could see it. It took a big hop up into the chest of Perkins. So the batter with nobody out and runner on is Reagan Hess, and he lifts that high in the air, and it's out of play on the right field side.
Well, with our scoring, then that would be the second hit for Meinhardt in the game.
The set. Long set. Finally, he brings it, and it's fouled straight back. Hess now in an 0-2 hold, but he's working on a perfect day. Pair of singles, pair of stolen bases, and 2 runs scored for DeKalb, hitting in the 8th spot. The 0-2 is high and outside, 1-2. Hess, a junior third baseman with a 3.02 average when the game started, but he's probably picked up 10, 15, maybe even 20 points on that average with his 2 for 2 so far. The set and the pitch, and that is a called strike at the knees on the outside corner. And Hess, a strikeout victim for the first out in the bottom of the 5th.
Now batting for the DeKalb Barons, number 0, Carter Dell.
Number 9 hitter, Malachi Webb, a junior DH, 274 hitter, 5 home runs this season. That's with a runner on and a 2-run lead. Starting to get into the late innings. Only 6 more outs for Angola to try to get at least a couple of runs. 7-inning game in high school. Quick throw to first. Meinhardt dives back safely. Miles Sturry, the right-hander who came in the 2nd inning in relief of starter Jackson Sturry. And the pitch lifted in the air, medium depth left field. Ryan Stuckey calls for it, and the left fielder makes the catch for out number 2.
Now batting for the DeKalb Barons, number 6, Drake.
Back to the top of the order, Drake Hall will bat for the 4th time, and so far he's found no success. He's hit a ground ball to short, struck out, hit a pop-up to the pitcher. He's 0 for 3, started the night at 444 on the year. And the pitch to the right-handed hitter from the right-handed hurler is high for ball 1. The little chin music as Hall ducks away. Meinhardt started the inning with a single. He's leading off first, and that one hits him right on the number 6 on his back. So a hit by pitch, and Hall aboard for the first time in the ballgame, and it brings up Brady Vince, who's reached each time he's had a plate appearance. Walked and scored in the first, walked and scored in the second, singled in the third. The right-hander will bring it to the left-handed hitter, and they'll sneak the first baseman behind Hall at first, but Hall wasn't fooled. He got back easily. Hall the runner at first, Meinhardt the runner at second. DeKalb looking to add some insurance, leading at 7-5, batting bottom of 5th. The pitch, and that is lined to right field, and it's down. Here's Gossley getting it. The runner around third. The throw home is cut off by the first baseman, Landon Leach. He's got no play, and DeKalb comes through with a 2-out RBI by Brady Vince. What a game he has had. And DeKalb extends their lead to 8-5.
8-5. Here's a look at it again. On arm. Anderson.
Now batting for the DeKalb Barons, number 99, Miles Brockhouse.
So it's going to bring up Miles Brockhouse. And we've got the catcher heading out to talk to Miles Sturry. Runners on the corners. It's Brady Vince, who just got the 2-out RBI, and Vince now with his second hit. He's been on base all 4 times. Drake Hall first to third on that base hit to right. And Bo Meinhardt, the 8th run of the game for the DeKalb Barons. 8-5. DeKalb trying to get a ticket into Saturday's regional. Miles Brockhouse, he's ready. And the pitch is in the dirt, and it gets past Hunt. Here comes the runner Hall from third, and he'll score easily. It's tipped off of Hall after hitting the dirt. Went over on the first base side. Hunt had trouble tracking it right away. And no hesitation from Drake Hall. He comes in, and it's now a 4-run lead for DeKalb. A wild pitch for Sturry. And this one chopped, Weekly third base. Perkins fields, throws, and retires Brockhouse, and that will end the inning. But the wild pitch adds an extra run, and it's now a 4-run lead for the DeKalb Barons. They're leading at 9-5 over the Angola Hornets as we head to the 6th inning next on the high school baseball game of the week, the DeKalb Sectional Championship on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Hey guys, it's Ben from Midwest Box Breaks here to invite you to check out our daily live streams on MidwestBoxBreaks.net. We have sports card breaks, stack sales, and live auctions streaming every day from trusted community members, all backed 100% with buyer and seller protection. Live auctions run just a few seconds each and start as cheap as $1. We've got Pokemon, wrestling, Star Wars, and all the sports you need. Our live shows include a chat feature, bid and buy right from the stream, and no purchase necessary giveaways. Join MidwestBoxBreaks.net and check out the upcoming schedule.
PSM is proud to announce a new baseball academy led by MLB veteran Josh Van Meter. The Northeast Indiana native and former Fort Wayne Tin Cap is excited to return to his roots and offer aspiring baseball players an opportunity to train with a professional who has reached the pinnacle of their sport. Parents and players register for upcoming private lessons or small group training by visiting psmsports.com/baseball. Space is limited, so don't miss your chance to train with a true MLB pro.
Baseball on 1380 The Fan.
The DeKalb Barons will go to the bullpen, and it is Brady Vince who is going to take over for Miles Brockhouse, who worked the first 5 innings. And on the year for Vince, he's a perfect 4-0 with a 1.09 earned run average. He makes his 8th appearance, 19 1/3 innings, 12 hits. He has given up 6 runs, and only 3 of those have been earned. 23 strikeouts against 13 walks, and another left-handed arm that fires a fastball in there for strike 1 on Braden Perkins. Perkins hitless through 2 trips to the plate. And a fastball high that evens at 1-1 on Perkins. Hitter 6, 7, and 8 due up here for Angola in the 6th. 9-5, Barons leading it, and that's lined into left field cleanly for a base hit to start the frame for the Hornets. Tell you one thing about this Angola squad, they do not go quietly.
No, they know to hang in there. They bring the bats to play, and this is not over yet, but they've got a pretty good high hill to climb.
So Perkins aboard, nobody out for Ryan Stuckey. Hit by a pitch and scored a run in the 2nd, struck out in the 4th. Pitch to the right-handed hitter is up high for ball 1.
DeKalb pinching their third baseman way in on the infield grass. Everybody else pretty much normal depth. The first baseman holding the runner.
The 1-0 fouled out of play, 1-1.
Ball 1 strike.
Stuckey came in with a .288 average. 3 extra base hits on the season, all doubles. Lefty-righty matchup. The set and the pitch. And that is in the air. Deep right center field. Back is the center fielder. He'll go over his shoulder and make the catch, catching up to it just in front of the warning track.
You got to wonder how much the sun made into that, because he's kind of looking back toward the west.
Yeah, I'm trying to check
place is going.
The defensive adjustments that were made for DeKalb, because that's Brady Vince's spot where he was in center field through the first 5 innings. He's now on the hill, so he didn't make the catch, but a good running grab out in center for the first out of the inning.
Almost overran it. Had to come back a little bit.
Runner still at first with Jacob Freightley at the plate. And the first pitch up high for ball 1.
And Angola isn't going to be running anybody right now. They need multiple base runners, and they're just advancing one guy.
Vince, the set and the pitch. Swing and a miss.
Ooh,
throw to first.
Good thought.
It's back easily.
He'll put the fear in him a little bit.
Leach is back throwing for Angola in their bullpen. Fastball called strike. Vince ahead, 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out, top of the 6th inning. 9-5, DeKalb leads it. Hornets batting. 1 out, runner on. And the pitch. Ooh. Put it in the glove, but they ruled it a little high, so almost new life for Fraley, because that looked like it easily could have been strike 3. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Set for Vince and the pitch. And he just reaches up and chops it wide of first base, foul down toward the Angola bullpen.
Lights have come on here at DeKalb. It's really still plenty of light out here, but want to be ready, because once that sun starts going down, it starts changing very quickly.
Kind of nice for the fans that they could start this game at 6 and play pretty much the whole game in sunlight. Here's the pitch. That's a fastball high, and it's 3-2 now on the number 8 hitter for Angola.
80 degrees and sunshine didn't hurt either.
Great crowd. Both teams represented well. Here's the throw to first.
I got another reminder. I know you're there.
Yeah, 3-2 count. He's just thinking, maybe they send the runner a head start. Didn't want to get too far off. The 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out on the 3-2 fastball. And that is the 2nd out of the inning.
Now batting for Angola, number 10.
Perkins, who led off the inning with a single, still at first for number 9 hitter Garrett Sorgen. Sorgen hit by a pitch and tapped one back to the mound. Fastball high for ball 1. Vince, a left-hander, goes to the set and the 1-0. That's in there for a strike, evens the count up 1-1.
Now, a few pitches back, that might not have been a strike, but it was on that one, because right at the letters, very iffy area.
Vince brings the 1-1, and that one at the knees on the outer edge. From corner to corner.
He's hitting his spots.
1 ball and 2 strike count now on Sorgen. Vince brings it, and that fastball again just a tad high. A lot of fans in the red and black moaning over that one. Thought they might have had the inning ended. We'll do it again with a 2-2 count. And that's fouled out of play. Sorgen stays alive. DeKalb in their home white uniforms with the black pinstripes, red numbers, red caps, black bill. The stretch, the 2-2. Curveball, and he broke it in there and froze him at the plate. Called strike 3, and the side is retired. Angola down to their final 3 outs after they failed to score here in the top of the 6th. No runs, 1 hit, 1 runner left on base. To the bottom of the 6th, DeKalb looks for insurance. They lead it 9-5 over Angola on the 3A Sectional Championship from DeKalb, presented by PSM Baseball on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Offer for our friends on the radio. We've created a section on MidwestBoxBreaks.net just for our first-time customers to give us a try and get cards and packs sent right to their door. Some listings are as cheap as $10 before the coupon and all include free shipping. Go to MidwestBoxBreaks.net, scroll down to first-timer deals, and enter code MBB when you check out for $5 off your first purchase. You're just a few clicks away from cards in your hands. That's MidwestBoxBreaks.net, code MBB.
After the game, everyone's hungry, and feeding a group isn't cheap these days. That's why Pizza Hut's got you covered. Try the new hand-tossed pizza. Crispy and golden outside, soft and fluffy inside. Finished with garlic Parmesan seasoning. Get a large pizza with any 3 toppings for just $10. It's an easy way to feed the family or the team without breaking the budget. Order now for delivery or carryout from Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Now, back to high school baseball presented by PSM Baseball on 1380 The Fan.
Barron's bat for what they hope is their final time here in sectional play. They come up in the bottom of the 6th inning with a 9-5 lead over the Angola Hornets, and they'll send up hitters 4, 5, and 6. And it's still Miles Sturry on the hill for Angola. This is a big inning for Angola. They'll have the top of their order batting in the 7th, and they don't want DeKalb to get any further out in front than the 4 runs they already are ahead. First pitch to Cox is high and inside for ball 1. Sturry gets the sign and delivers, and that's fouled out of play. Corey Cox in the game is 1 for 3. Reached on an error, singled in the 2nd, and grounded back to the pitcher in the 4th. Cox, a 188 average, a sophomore right fielder. Bats from the left side. Sturry, the right-hander, brings it. And it's inside, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch, fouled out of play, 2-2. Angola defensively has Perkins at third, Bussard at short, Fraley at second, and Landon Leach is at first. In the outfield, Ryan Stuckey in left. Jackson Sturry is taken over in center, and Parker Gosley is the right fielder. And this pitch high and outside, it's now 3-2 on Corey Cox, leading off the inning here in the bottom of the 6th.
And the situation has presented itself exactly what Angola did not want, getting the lead runner on.
The payoff. It's in the dirt, and that is ball forward. It's a walk to start the 6th for the DeKalb Barons. Corey Cox is aboard. I don't think they will go very deep here with Surrey. They have had Landon Leach throwing a couple of different times, and Leach still out there at first base.
It's running for the DeKalb Barons. Number 51, Jeff Griggs, is coming in to run for number 5, Corey Cox.
So Cox has a runner. Jeff Griggs is in to run for Cox. The batter is Dalton Cox at the plate. Dalton is a right-handed hitter. Against the right-handed reliever, Miles Sturry.
He just went down the right field line. He'll run for a while.
Down and away. Ball 1 in the dirt. Nice backhand stop by Hunt behind the plate. Griggs takes the lead off first. Griggs, a sophomore backup, and that pitch goes through the catcher. And a good job by Cox at the plate, waving Griggs onto second. Griggs will head there on a wild pitch.
The good call is because he had the better look. The batter and the runner did not. He was blocked. And so getting that little additional help at the plate was a big factor.
Yeah, it squirted through the legs of Hunt and just rolled to the back of the circle dirt. Hunt had trouble picking it up, so a runner in scoring position, and they'll bunt him over. Off the mound, Sturry fields, throws to the second baseman covering at first, and on to third is Jeff Griggs, the pinch runner. Barons just trying to get every run they can here in the bottom of the 6th. We'll head to the 7th inning, the final inning in high school baseball. And DeKalb knows they'll have at least a 4-run lead, but trying to add more. Griggs at third, 1 out with Owen Shakow, the batter. Stretch for Sturry. The pitch to Shakow. Swing and a miss. Strike 1.
Now the infield is in for Angola. They can't afford to give up another run.
Shakow 0 for 2 with a walk. And the 0-1 pitch, a tie, evens the count up 1-1. Shakow, a sophomore second baseman for the Barons under their head coach, Colin Bice. Bice in the third base coaching box, talking to his runner at third, Jeff Griggs. The set and the 1-1. That's low and inside, 2-1. Barons fell behind 2-0 after a half inning, and we're down 4-2 after an inning and a half.
And they're in the process of maybe getting another run home by the scratch way.
They've scored 7 of the last 8 runs scored in this game. The set for Sturry. 2-1 offering. Popped up. Is it playable? It's over by the screen. First base side behind home. And the catcher, Gavin Hunt, goes back and makes the catch. Boy, Hunt has looked impressive tonight.
DeKalb would have about 2 or 3 more runs that I could think of without his plays. And a good heads-up play by, I believe, the pitcher coming down to because if the runner tries it from third and they're not paying any attention, that's another run. A rather unorthodox sacrifice fly.
So 2 outs, runner at third for Bo Meinhardt, and the first pitch to Meinhardt, and that's in the dirt. Bounces off Hunt, and coming in from third, Griggs will score on a wild pitch.
That's a tough one to take because he had blocked it nicely, but it hit the pads so hard that it bounced a good 20 feet in front of the plate, and there was no play to get the runner at third.
Yeah, ricocheted almost halfway back, like a pitch back to the pitcher. Sturry charged, but by that time Hunt had started to turn and look for the baseball, and diving in at third base.
Opportunistic again.
Was Jeff Griggs, and that was another run, reaching by a walk to lead off an inning. Doubling up on the Angola Hornets here in the bottom of the 6th. Meinhardt with a 1-0 count. Steps into the right-handed batter's box. The delivery. And that's just outside. 2-0. Meinhardt, good night. 2 hits, 2 runs scored. Also hit the ball on the button, line to the third baseman to end the second inning. There's a called strike. Looked like Meinhardt was taking all the way. It's 2-1. 2 outs. We're in the 6th. Pitch. Popped out of play. Count evens up 2-2 on Meinhardt.
Looking at the scoreboard and the line score there, and look at those 3 errors for Angola, and I think every one of them has led to some kind of scoring.
Well, the walks haven't helped. 8 of them in the game. In the air, playable in right field. Parker Gosley drifts over toward the line, and he'll make the catch in fair territory. And the side retired. But DeKalb does get one more big insurance run here in the bottom of the 6th. No hits, nobody left on base. We'll head to the 7th. Last chance for the Angola Hornets. They need 5 to stay in the ball game. It's a 10-5 Barons lead as we head to the 7th inning next here on the high school baseball game of the week, presented by PSM Baseball Academy on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
PSM is proud to announce a new baseball academy led by MLB veteran Josh Van Meter. The Northeast Indiana native and former Fort Wayne Tin Cap is excited to return to his roots and offer aspiring baseball players an opportunity to train with a professional professional who has reached the pinnacle of their sport. Parents and players, register for upcoming private lessons or small group training by visiting psmsports.com/baseball. Space is limited, so don't miss your chance to train with a true MLB pro.
Now back to high school baseball presented by PSM Baseball on 1380 The Fan.
It's the right part of the order for the Angola Hornets here in the 7th, but it is a big hill to climb. They are down 10-5 to the DeKalb Barons here at the DeKalb Class 3A Sectional Championship game. Miles Sturry, Landon Bussard, and Jackson Sturry to face the lefty out of the pen, Brady Vince, for the DeKalb Barons.
27, Miles Sturry.
Sturry, the leadoff hitter and the relief pitcher for Angola in this one. And Vince fires a fastball up high, and you got to think the adrenaline is really pumping for Brady Vince. Vince, a junior left-hander, works quickly and pumps a fastball in for a strike to even the count 1-1.
Well, as the Barons came off the field, their coach said, let's go win it, and I think they're taking him to heart.
Curveball, and that's just a little high. Didn't quite drop down enough to get below the letters. It's 2-1 now for Sturry. Lefty-lefty matchup, and a big swing at a fastball comes up empty. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
2-2 here. Brady.
Last chance for the Hornets. Top of the 7th inning. The 2-2 pitch. Just outside, and it's 3-2.
It almost looks like he thought maybe I should have offered it that, because he stepped out and said, did something wrong there.
And that's fouled out of play. Sturry came into the game hitting .476. And it is tough to maintain that kind of average, but Sturry is 1 for 2 in the ball game with a walk and a run scored.
So he has.
Here's the pitch, and it's high and inside, and there's the rally starter. A walk to Sturry to lead off the 7th.
Number 25, Landon Buzzard.
You know, I had some time as a pitching coach. Coached a long time as a pitching coach at Bishop Dwenger, actually. And I would not be happy about walking the leadoff batter in the last inning. I'd rather see him hit a solo shot.
I believe you would have a lot of company in that fraternity.
I would like to see him hit a solo homer more than getting a walk. First pitch pumped in there for a strike to Bussard. Swing and a miss. Tardy on the fastball, and Vince is ahead of Bussard 0-2. Sturry the leadoff first. Bussard at the plate with an 0-2 count. He's already struck out a couple of times in the game. And that's high and tight, 1-2. Brady Vince, left-handed pitcher, came in. Started the 6th in relief of Brockhouse, who went the first 5. Swing and a miss at a high fastball, and a third strikeout of the game for Bussard, and the first out here in the top of the 7th for Brady Vince and the DeKalb Barons.
Bussard gave Vince a little bit of help there, because that ball was way up. Awful hard to stay off that stuff.
Angola sends Jackson Sturry to the plate. Perfect night, 3 for 3. Couple of doubles and a single. Set and the pitch. Fastball, and it clipped him on the pad of the arm. Just a barely a tick, but enough to give him first base.
He didn't act like he'd been hit. It was the umpire that made the call.
Yeah, he's got that big pad on that front elbow, and one thing kind of drives me crazy is how many hitters are willing to take that pitch off their front elbow. And, of course, as a former pitcher, you're annoyed by it.
But if you're a hitter, I want to get on base.
This one gets away. It's over the head of catcher Colin Hoppard. It's going to allow both runners to advance 90 feet. So now you've got second and third. 1 out. We're in the 7th. A walk and a hit by pitch with a couple of runners aboard. And Gavin Hunt, who's already gone yard in this game back in the first inning. He started the scoring with a 2-run homer. The set and the 1-0. And that one's golf shallow center, and on the run, catch is made. And because it was shallow and he was on the run, he's able to get rid of it quickly to home and hold the runners.
Throw came in on a 2-hopper, and that runner had tried to go in. He would have been out by 10 feet.
That's Corey Cox out there in center field. Brady Vince started the game out in center, but Corey Cox had a good jump on the baseball, charged hard, made the catch on the run, moving into shallow center, and threw it quickly on a strike to home, and all the runners stay put, and now there's 2 outs. And Angola's down to their last chance. It's left-handed hitter Landon Leach, who is 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. The set for Vince. And the pitch. That's a called strike for 0-1 count.
On that last play and the fly out to center field, Cox made a great move, and as he was waiting for the ball, he got himself into position to throw.
Here's the pitch and another fastball, and they somehow say that missed.
Outside. Only way I can see it, because it was right there.
Yeah. Only thing we can guess from our angle. 1 ball, 1 strike on Leach. The set, check of the runner at second, and he'll bring the pitch home. A curveball that's in there for a strike, and it's 1-2, and Angola down to their last strike. DeKalb trying to wrap up a sectional title, leading at 10-5 here in the top of the 7th inning. 2 outs, 1-2 count. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. That'll do it. A pair of strikeouts in the 7th for Brady Vince, and the DeKalb Barons protect home turf and win their own Class 3A sectional with a 10-5 win over the Angola Hornets. They get their 20th win of the year against 4 losses, and they're on to Saturday's regional, where they will play the winner of Western and West Lafayette. And boy, wouldn't it be a game if Western beats West Lafayette, because Western, a team that's 25-2 starting the game tonight, they could be 26-2 against the 20-4 DeKalb Barons in the Class 3A regional matchup.
What I've always enjoyed seeing, once we get to this point where we decide who's going to go where, is what the IHSAA gurus are going to decide locations will be, because they got to put geography into play.
Well, there's a possibility the host sites, when you look at the combination, there's Oak Hill, there is Logansport. There is a chance, if you want to cut travel from both directions, you could meet in Logansport. Carroll will be hosting regional matchups next week, and you have to assume that the Snyder-Huntington North game is going to be played at Carroll.
And that'll be hunting. Oh, that's right. That's not over yet.
We'll try to sort everything out. Well, we know that it's Snyder and Huntington North meeting in the regional next week, and they'll meet at probably at Carroll, but it's not official until Wednesday. Well, they're going to be passing out some trophies, and so we will take a break. We'll come back here and wrap it up on the other side. The final score, DeKalb beats Angola 10-5, and this is the high school baseball game of the week, presented by PSM Baseball Academy on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Between games, practices, and everything else, feeding everyone adds up fast. Here's an easy solution. Pizza Hut's new hand-tossed pizza is crispy outside, fluffy inside, finished with garlic parmesan seasoning, and you can get a large 3-topping pizza for just $10. It's perfect for feeding the whole family or the whole team. Order now for delivery or carryout at Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Hey guys, it's Ben from Midwest Box Breaks here to invite you to check out our daily live streams on MidwestBoxBreaks.net. We have sports card breaks, stack sales, and live auctions streaming every day from trusted community members, all backed 100% with buyer and seller protection. Live auctions run just a few seconds each and start as cheap as $1. We've got Pokemon, wrestling, Star Wars, and all the sports you need. Our live shows include a chat feature, bid and buy right from the stream, and no purchase necessary giveaways. Join MidwestBoxBreaks.net and check out the upcoming schedule.
PSM is proud to announce a new baseball academy led by MLB veteran Josh Van Meter. The Northeast Indiana native and former Fort Wayne Tin Cap is excited to return to his roots and offer aspiring baseball players an opportunity to train with a professional who has reached the pinnacle of their sport. Parents and players register for upcoming private lessons or small group training by visiting psmsports.com/baseball. Space is limited, so don't miss your chance to train with a true MLB Pro.
Hey everyone, it's Ben from Midwest Box Breaks with an exciting offer for our friends on the radio. We've created a section on MidwestBoxBreaks.net just for our first-time customers to give us a try and get cards and packs sent right to their door. Some listings are as cheap as $10 before the coupon and all include free shipping. Go to MidwestBoxBreaks.net, scroll down to first-timer deals, and enter code MBB when you check out for $5 off your first purchase. You're just a few clicks away from cards in your hands. That's MidwestBoxBreaks.net, code MBB.
PSM is proud to announce a new baseball academy led by MLB veteran Josh Van Meter. The Northeast Indiana native and former Fort Wayne Tin Cap is excited to return to his roots and offer aspiring baseball players an opportunity to train with a professional who has reached the pinnacle of their sport. Parents and players register for upcoming private lessons or small group training by visiting psmsports.com/baseball. Space is limited, so don't miss your chance to train with a true MLB Pro.
Now back to high school baseball presented by PSM Baseball on 1380 The Fan.
The final numbers here at DeKalb. The Barons are your sectional champions. They defeat the Angola Hornets 10-5. The final line score, 10 runs on 7 hits and a couple of errors for DeKalb. Angola, 5 runs, 6 hits, and 3 errors. And a lot of fight by these two teams, both playing like champions. Angola got out early and took a 2-0 lead in the first inning before the Barons answered right back and tied it up in the bottom of the first. In the second, Angola took the lead again. 2 more runs made it a 4-2 game to head to the bottom of the second, but this time DeKalb took advantage of errors and walks, scored 4 runs. They chase starter Jackson Sturry, and they take a 6-4 lead in the ball game. The Barons added a single run in the third, added a couple of more in the fifth, and another run in the sixth. They just kept adding to their lead and ended up scoring 8 of the last 9 runs in the game and winning it 10-5 as your final score. Other games earlier today in 4A, they both played this afternoon. It was defeated Homestead in the Southside Sectional 5-2. So Snyder and Huntington North, the ping pong balls have matched them up against each other in the regional this Saturday, and we're assuming that that game is probably going to be at Carroll, but the IHSA makes all the sites and times official coming up on Wednesday. Other games today in 3A, Norwell defeated Belmont 10-2. And you had Bluffton 14-0 over Woodland, a game that was shortened to 5 innings by the 10-run rule. Also going on tonight, 1A action up in Fremont. They get started at 6:30, and so they're probably close to finishing up, as Canterbury and Blackhawk Christian were the two teams competing for the championship up there. So we know another Fort Wayne team will be heading to the regional level. The DeKalb winner, the DeKalb Barons, they're going to be taking on the winner of that Western West Lafayette game. And apparently that game is being played under the witness protection program because nobody knows things up. But anyway, the next week we will have DeKalb playing whoever won that game in a regional. Some of the host sites include Northwood, which is in Napanee, Logansport, Oak Hill, and of course Carroll would be the most convenient. It'd be great to be able to see all of our teams, but you've got Belmont or Norwell that's going to be advancing.
I wouldn't be surprised if Belmont ends up, or Norwell ends up at Oak Hill. That's a great facility if you've never been there. It really has a nice facility down there.
So that all is sorted out on Wednesday by the IHSAA, as they'll give us, much like in basketball, what the sites and the times are going to be. But we do know that Snyder is going to take on Huntington North in a 4A regional matchup. That's really about the only matchup I know for sure sitting here at DeKalb. But that is it. Final thoughts on this one, Dean?
I said it before, and I'll say it again. Opportunistic was the word for DeKalb today. When they got a chance to do something, they manufactured runs time and time again. And if Angola opened the door with a mistake of any way, shape, or form, they stepped through it.
Got to give a big shout out to our studio producer. Scrambling, you know. He's not normally a producer. Well, actually, he's a producer every day, but he's producing for us. And what a hero of our hour tonight to be able to allow us to bring you this game. Josh Williams back in the studio taking care of things while our regular producer, Adam Lundy, enjoys a little bit of a vacation. So big thanks to Josh, big thanks to Dean Pantazi. I am Brett Rump. Once again, our final score here at DeKalb. The DeKalb Barons are your Class 3A sectional champions. They defeat Angola 10-5. You've been listening to our high school baseball game of the week, the DeKalb 3A sectional, live from DeKalb, presented by PSM Baseball Academy on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
After the game.
Podcasts by Federated Media.